And Seattle Fire Chief Harold Scoggins.
About 3:15 this a.m. this morning, we had a pretty significant fire at that location, and the reason why that fire is significant is because it's the fourth time in the last 30 days that that location has been targeted. Someone intentionally set a fire at that location. That's why that location is very important. Many of you saw on the news this morning the area that we're standing at right now, 1007 Sturgis. And that was a pretty large fire this morning that occurred. This fire required approximately 100 Seattle firefighters to contain and stop this fire. That included 14 engines, 4 ladder trucks, various chief officers, aid and medical cars, and other staff. The good news at this fire is no firefighters or no civilians were hurt at this location this morning. This was a very challenging fire. Getting enough water to put this fire out was very challenging for our firefighters this morning, and I want to commend them on the amazing work that they did. Some of you coming to work this morning, you may have seen firefighters and fire engines all the way down on Rainier from this location. We laid over 7,000 feet of hose to supply the water needed to fight this fire. This address right here at 1007 Sturgis, 4 buildings were under construction, which would have been 8 units that were fully involved when we arrived on scene this morning. Each one of those buildings contained 2 units, so that's 8 units. We're estimating the loss here at approximately $5 million. This fire has been identified as intentionally set. The reason why that's important for us is we also had a vehicle fire on this street not very long ago that has been identified as intentionally set. And also on April 26th, we had another fire at this location that had been identified as intentionally set. In the last 30 days, in the area around Rainier and on Beacon Hill, our arson investigators and SPD's Arson Bomb Squad has identified 10 fires in this area that have been intentionally set. There has also been a number of other fires set in and around Rainier, mostly smaller in nature, trash, debris, dumpster fires, and other things like that have occurred. So there has been an uptick in fire activity in this area that causes us concern. We're asking the community to do a few things for us to help us as we try to manage these fires. Here's what we need from the public to help us prevent fires from occurring in the future. We want you to be vigilant. If you see someone attempting to start an illegal fire, we want you to call 911 as quick as you can to get our units rolling to the scene. We would like you to secure homes and businesses by locking the doors and the windows. Becomes very important for us if you cannot allow access to different structures. And I'll even add, if you own vacant buildings in this area, we're asking you to work hard to secure those structures. We're asking you to locate the dumpsters, recycle bins, yard waste, and keep them away from structures and buildings. We have seen this as a target during this period of time with these fires being set. We're also asking you to clean up combustible materials or anything that can burn around buildings to limit the materials that can be used to start, spread, or grow fires. That's important. We're also going to ask for these type of construction sites, and we have a lot of them happening in this areas right now. Install motion sensor lighting so you can light up the scene at night. If you have the ability to hire security for all of these construction sites, that will really help us out a great deal to keep eyes on the scene and probably prevent people from coming into these construction sites where they can do harm. We're also going to ask the community to test your smoke alarms. We want to make sure those systems are working in your homes. As you can see, the buildings to the north and the building to the south, they also have damage, but it's less significant. These structures right here behind us, I want to applaud the firefighters for doing an amazing job. If you saw the amount of heat and flames there were this morning, you would have expected these buildings to burn and the buildings to the south of this one to burn. the firefighters concentrated in protected exposures. But if your systems are working and these happen at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning while you're sleeping, these systems will alert you so you can get out the house. And then if you have a fire extinguisher, remember that acronym PASS: point, aim, squeeze, and sweep. That's how you put fires out. So if you have those, we're going to ask you that you make sure that those are working. Our firefighters are going to be out in the community passing out these alerts to the community just to help increase our awareness on what's going on here. Over the past 30 days in this area has been very busy for our firefighters, and we're asking for the community's help. If you see someone, please call 911. Try to get a good description if you see someone starting a fire. Our goal is to continue to serve the community and make the community a bit safer. That's all I have right now, and I'll take a few questions if you have them.